was another delightful experience that one after another since I have become involved with people from Turkey. We've had many receptions and opportunities to share our lives and our food, and I really appreciate being here with you tonight. I'm kind of intimidated by the great things I've heard said here tonight, but I'm just a Kansas farm girl who's grown up to somehow be a leader in this world, and you know, I don't know how I got here, but that's another story. But I had some friends that were pretty nervous about me heading off to Turkey this summer without my husband, and they were a little bit afraid, you know, for me to be gone. I'm not afraid. I had met Dr. Aydin, and I trusted him, and we became good friends, and I thought this is going to be a wonderful experience. I went at a time that was very hard in my life. My sister was ill. She was actually dying and died 2 weeks after I got home. And my grandchild was born the next day, and both events, you know, were weighing heavily on me to be gone. But this opportunity was just too exciting for me. The food is our way to our hearts, and the people of Turkey showered us with food, wonderful fruit drinks, and we were not only allowed to eat the fruits, but we were allowed to see the orchards where they grew. Went to an orchard of the Kurdish family. That was one of the last evenings that we were there, but they had 7,000 trees. They were fruit trees and walnut trees, and a gift was given to each one of us. We could pick out a tree that we wanted, and in our absence, the fruits would be given to the poor. And when we come back, we could have all the fruits we wanted, and I picked an olive tree. I don't know that they really wanted me to pick an olive tree, but I did, and I have an olive tree in Turkey.
Wow.
The people bent over backwards to make us comfortable. We were greeted warmly and accepted into their homes. We got to interact with their children and their wives and the business people and their neighbors, and we were just treated like the next door neighbors would be treated. I was most impressed with their concerns for society at large and for their children and for the future of all the children of the world. And the Golan movement, as Reverend Stevenson talked about, was the inspiration for this. They thought of everything before we even knew we needed it, and the experience was a two-way deal. Dr. Aydin and Ali and Nurat. Is Nurat here?
No.
He didn't make it tonight. They had the responsibility of making it work, and we all had to just be patient with ourselves and with them to try to learn what we were being taught. It was interesting. I've had a few interns since I've been a representative. Some are more exciting and more capable than others, but the year that I went, the first day I met my intern, he said, I just spent, I think it was 4 weeks in Turkey this summer, and he started talking about Turkey, and he told me all about Turkey, and I can't even believe all the things he could tell me about Turkey, and he was on his own. And then when I had the opportunity to go, I had been well primed, and nobody knew nobody knew I had that experience. That was just between me and I. But I thought it was wonderful that we had public signage was in English, as we saw in the pictures. I didn't bring my pictures, and I'm really glad I didn't, because we've got good pictures here to look at. But when we went to public tourist sites, we were able to read about the site in English, and it was wonderful for me, because I wouldn't have been able to remember it as well if I had just heard it. And it's a stressful thing to hear a language, someone speaking in a language different from your own with their accents, and day after day it was very hard to continue to hear and translate in our minds all of the things, but that's part of the experience. We toured the country, we saw the modern cities, I was impressed with transportation systems and roads throughout the country, and I was amazed by the millions of people living in the cities. Other other than that, it was very much like Kansas, as he said about the heat in August. I mean, it could have been in western Kansas, out past Salina, you could have had that same
And they were growing
experience.
turkey red.
And they were growing turkey red. And yes, I did see the wheat fields, I did see the pastures with the animals, and I did see the sunflower fields of Turkey, and it really felt like home. It was the same climate, and we spent a lot of time driving through the country. Although we flew from city to city, we did spend 2 or 3 days driving in vans, and I took 16 discs full of pictures. I don't know how many that is, with my little Nikon, so I didn't know how, but I finally looked at them this weekend, and I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance to really look at them until then. But I did have a great interest in the agriculture, and also what was I going to say? Lost it there. But the trees. My brother is a forester. He retired from the Kansas State Forestry Service in '97 or so, and he has traveled the world working with people in Uzbekistan, Bolivia, Germany, Italy, Africa, and he spent 6 years in Pakistan helping to develop forests and helping with economic development issues in these countries. So I was very impressed with the tree planting everywhere throughout the country. Lots and lots of young trees had been planted, and it's a very important thing to do in our country, and I'm not sure that we are doing enough of that in the United States. But the mission of the Golan movement, of the Turkish Raindrop group, and the Turquoise Council, I believe, from what my experience was, is to eliminate hate, violence, and prejudice worldwide. And this is done in such a loving, giving way. And we don't hear those words when we talk with these folks, but that's the response we're given. So welcoming others in our lives gives us a wonderful opportunity to grow and form a better understanding of the world around us. And that acceptance denies the formation of anger and resentment, and is a foundation for growth in personal and economic security. Love and acceptance are free. We can let this force work for us, or we can try to repress it. Love alters the way we see the world. It is why we are here, and it's what we're looking for in our own lives, and what can bring us together in this hope of world peace. Thank you for taking me on this wonderful, fabulous tour of Turkey, and for having me here with you tonight. It's been a wonderful opportunity, and I would recommend all of you to have the opportunity to enjoy this hospitality. Thank you so much.